The executive. The second arm of government is the executive. Executive power is the power to administer the law, that is, to carry on the business of government and maintain order and security. It is the executive branch of government that operates schools and hospitals, that builds roads and bridges, that includes the police and the military. It's the executive branch of government that collects taxes and pays welfare. The executive branch of government is the branch of government that exercises political power on a day-to-day basis. The executive power of the Commonwealth or federal government is vested in the Governor-General, as advised by the Federal Executive Council, which consists of the Prime Minister and the various other ministers. The various state constitutions around Australia vest executive power in the Governor, as advised by the Executive Council consisting of the Premier and the other ministers. When we use the term executive government, we can mean a variety of different things. We may be referring to the cabinet, which is comprised of the various senior ministers. Or we may be referring to the Executive Council, which is made up of all of the ministers, both senior and junior. And occasionally when we use the term executive government, we mean the Executive Council plus all the employees of the state or federal public service. So in this sense, we include the thousands or tens of thousands of public servants in the state or around Australia who work hard to keep the machinery of government working. We explained earlier that according to the doctrine of separation of powers, the legislative arm of government, which makes the law, the executive arm of government, which administers the law, and the judicial arm of government, which interprets and applies the law, should, as far as possible, remain functionally separate. However, in Australia, and following the British system, the members of the executive government are chosen from the various members of the legislature, the parliament. And in that sense, the legislature and the executive are not strictly separate. The Prime Minister, for example, is a member of the House of Representatives and sits in Parliament. But the Prime Minister is, of course, a member of the executive government and exercises executive power. This overlap between the legislature and the executive means that we do not in Australia have a pure separation of powers. This also explains why the third arm of government, the judicial arm of government, works very hard to maintain its strict separation from the legislature and the executive.